That's a simple poem, and we seem to have eliminated all the gremlins, so I feel now that I can welcome up our first performer for the day, and that will be Garry Ward, who has also apparently experienced a prairie sunset or two. He says that he's an old prairie farm boy who ran away from home in the 60s with a rock band. Writing poetry since high school, his only book so far, Watching the Sunrise and Other Poems, was written in Saskatoon. Perhaps you prefer sunrises to sunsets. Moving to BC in the early 70s, he studied poetry with the late Joan Buckley, under whose mentorship he met the likes of Al Purdy, Earl Burney, and Allen Ginsberg, three of my heroes, yeah. He left music and writing to begin a 35-year career of forestry, fatherhood with a mortgage. Now living with his poet wife, who we're lucky to have here today too, in New Westminster, he has recently returned to writing and playing jazz. Please welcome up Garry Ward.
Thank you. With all that hype and build-up, it kind of makes me a little bit nervous. Yeah, it was the story about Allen Ginsberg. Is I met him here in Vancouver and talked to him for a while and asked him if he'd take a look at a manuscript that I was working on. He said, "Yeah, I'll sure send it to my publishing company in San Francisco, and I'll take a look at it." And thinking that there's no way that he would do that, I did send the manuscript to him. And lo and behold, it came back to me with all sorts of pencil comments on it. Unfortunately, the manuscript was lost. My favorite was one page of a poem that I really liked. And he scrawled across it in pencil across the whole page. Bullshit, bullshit. So I've been criticized by Allen Ginsberg. So I want to start off kind of with answering some of the skeptics. I was too young, was young at one time, and at one time I was also even romantic. So I'm going to start off with some love poems. And this is from that first book that I wrote, Watching the Sunrise and Other Poems. This one's called, and I'm going to read three from this, all written to different girls, so I was young at one time. This one's called Do You Remember? Do you remember one easy day when the diamond-crusted sea saw our lips moving and said, the eyes are in love? And the blossomed apple tree saw our hands locked and said, the hands are in love. And the whipped cream clouds saw our lips kissing and said, the lips are in love. But one heart did not love. I can remember, though you have forgotten. And how strange it seems that I should talk to you before this stranger at your side in this foreign language of strangers. This next one is called Only a Voice, and this was written to actually the girl that caused me to run away from my hometown about 15 minutes after I graduated high school. She had dumped me, bitch. This one's called Only a Voice. When I hear your telephone ring only once, and then you're questioning hello, and I hesitating, stumbling over my trite, how are you? Voice straining to be happy, words straining to be witty, corpuscles in hasty retreat from head to heart in a last-ditch attempt to reinforce the fortress of love against crumbling into 1,000 jagged splinters to cut and sting my body on the inside. And I, a Cyrano de Bergerac man, talk to you only from a distance. Unable to force my tongue to the poetry in my head, I say, isn't the weather nice? After 5 minutes and 500 common words, you excuse yourself gracefully. And I, without need, apologize for wasting a half dozen minutes of your life. Like my greeting, my goodbye is hesitant with unsaid language. And I mentally shout at myself for being dumb when opportunity